Greetings, friends, and welcome to Projekt Gemineye episode 265, if you can believe that. Today is the 19th of December 2025. So, how are you all doing out there? We are a few days away, well, what is it, probably a week or so? Well, less than a week away from Christmas. Hopefully, everybody has their plans all worked out. Uh, I know some people might be traveling, for Christmas and stuff like that. So, safe travels for those of you who will be doing so. So, why am I here? Today, I have a few things to talk about. First off, the CDs. The update that I have for you so far is that they are still at Train Records being manufactured. Everything's going smoothly with that. It's just a matter of time till I get the message that things are done. And once they are done, they will start coming your way. So, of course, once I get them, I will let you know. I will show them as I usually do, and so on and so forth. Now, the vinyl end of things for that, in the new year, I will start the pre order for the vinyl version of The Dark Days of Yesterday. Still don't know yet what I'm going to do as far as if I'm going to do another black vinyl release, am I going to do a color one? Don't know yet, haven't decided yet. And I still have to think about a few things as far as poster and stuff like that. All the fun things that you come to expect from the Projekt Gemineye vinyl release. Now, the big topic at hand, which is something I wanted to talk about on a more, serious level. What is to come in 2026? Well, let me start off by saying that 2025 for me was not the best year for me in a few ways. Now, excuse me, I got a bit of a burp hanging on here for some reason. um, so 2025, the vinyl version of Canada Stories and Legends came out. It did pretty good, but not as good as some prior releases have done. Um, and that made me wonder a little bit why that was. I mean, obviously there could be many reasons why this could happen. Economics, money is tight for people, and with the situation that's happening, around the globe and stuff like that, I'm sure money is tight for lots of people, so that could be a reason. Also, I'm well aware that the topic matter about an album completely about Canada may not have been to everybody's taste, so they might have passed on that. So, but the more I think about it, I think one of the reasons why um, I wasn't satisfied with 2025 is because, and this lies mainly on my own shoulders, is that I just don't think that I've been pushing my music enough of late. I think back to some of my older videos that I've done, my update videos, and I was ironically watching a couple of them because they popped up in my YouTube feed. And I used to do a lot of videos whenever I would put out an album. I remember Brand New Day, I was doing like 2 videos a week talking about all kinds of things and showing, posters and showing, promotion things I would make and stuff like that. So I really pushed my stuff a lot more back then. And also, I find that I haven't been pushing it in a lot of other ways. Like, for example, interviews. I mean, I think this year was probably the least amount of interviews I've done in a long time. And that has to change. I mean, I know quite a few people who have really good podcasts. And I know quite a few people who have, review sites and stuff like that. So I gotta have to kind of step it up a bit for 2026 because I'll be honest with you, I think that this record I've just done, The Dark Days of Yesterday, while the lyrical content is a little darker, I think musically it holds some of my best musical works that I've done for a long time. And I've received, actually, ironically, a few different emails from various supporters that have said the same thing, as much that they've said that they've even have it in their car listening to it, there and back from work on a regular basis. And all these things make me feel good about my music and makes me feel good about just, writing in general. And, but I feel that there could be a lot more people that might be missing out on my music. I sometimes feel that, like, if I could get it in front of more people, or if more people knew about it, you know, it would do better. I mean, I'm not. Let's put it this way: I don't care about the money end of stuff so much, as much as I'd love to just have more people know about my music more, that's mainly my thing about this. So I think I'm gonna push more for some, to get reviews done. I mean, I can't even remember the last time I've seen a review on an album, besides, some people that normally do reviews for like my friend Preston. He has a very great site called Something Else Reviews. He's reviewed probably everything I've put out, so he's pretty consistent with that. But you know, if you don't push your stuff, then sometimes you'll fly under the radar, and that's not the that's my thing to tend to, because I mean other people who have their channels and stuff like that, they probably have lots of people submitting music and lots of people wanting to do interviews, and they probably are pushing a lot harder than I am to get their music listened to and stuff. So I gotta step up and you know push a bit harder is what I'm trying to say here. Um, and there's probably a lot more newer avenues of promotion out there, and some that I'm probably not even aware of. So I have to really buckle down and do these things. Like for example, Bandcamp has now an option where you can do listening parties on your Bandcamp site when an album comes out. I should really look into doing that for my next release as well. Uh, and what other? I'm looking down here because I made notes, believe it or not, for this. But yeah, that's Bandcamp has been one of those avenues that has been helping me get my stuff out there, and it's been pretty decent because of it. Now, one thing I do want to talk about as well before I forget. Well, I can't forget. I have it on paper here, but uh, one thing I'm going to do in 2026 is, I don't know if you guys have noticed, for you who frequent Bandcamp, there's now become an option for people to join a subscriber base part of a band's page. So it'll say, you'll have for each album you'll have like an option to, buy a CD or a vinyl or stuff like that. Or even on their main page, it'll say there that you can also subscribe to a blah 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 subscription portion of the page. Now these subscriptions are usually not that much. I plan to do a monthly one for between $3 and $5 a month, so not much. And that's Canadian too. Now, why am I going to do this? Well, I'm looking at it this way. I write a lot of songs, okay, and I have another album already ready to go. So I've just, as you well know, I'm pretty prolific in my writing. But a lot of these songs I've been doing lately are songs that maybe don't fit on a record, or I can't see fit on a record, or they're just stylistically a bit different than what I normally do, or they're experiments that I've tried with different mixing ideas or different production ideas. So they're kind of different sort of songs in my collection of songs that I have, and I have these in my separate little folder. So I figured, rather than let them sit there collecting dust, I will put them on the subscriber page. Now, the way I kind of look at it, I know that a lot of my supporters, who I love to death, as you all know, are very supportive of my album releases. And for most supporters, I think that that's enough for them. They enjoy buying the albums, whether it's on vinyl or CD. And then some people buy the digital versions as well, especially like my Christmas EPs and stuff like that that are available on digital only. They support it that way. And to them, that's probably where they like to be, like buying the albums proper, because there's a direction to it. There's if it's a concept record, there's a proper story to it. And the idea of maybe having individual songs that have no real connection to each other may not appeal to some people. So I'm kind of looking at this subscriber portion as, I'm not going to say for the die-hard fan, but for the fan what am I saying, fan? For the supporter that might want to hear a little bit more or a little bit different stuff from Mark Anthony K or from Projekt Gemineye me, So that subscriber portion is going to have that type of material. I mean, a great example of that is if you go to, like, for example, Peter Gabriel's subscriber portion of his page on Bandcamp. He has a lot of unreleased mixes of songs, completely different versions of songs that he found on two-track quarter-inch tape in his vault, and he'll put those up, one or two a month on his page. So it's that kind of idea where it's something that's not on any of the albums that are being released already, different versions of things. But for me, you'll not only will you get the occasional different alt mix or different version of a song, but for the most part you will get new songs in general. So it's almost going to be like an unreleased songs section that way. So hopefully, for you that for the people that it appeals to, I hope you'll subscribe to it. Like I said, it's only going to be $3 to $5 a month Canadian. That's it. Okay, and you'll get a lot of material that'll be new songs. And of course it'll accumulate with time as I keep adding to it, right? And the other thing I wanted to mention about that too before we wrap this up is that all the funds that I get, excuse me, all the funds that I get for this, the subscriber portion of it, is going to be directly put back into getting lacquers cut, because I know I've mentioned this probably 100 times already, but getting lacquers cut, the test lacquers, is getting more and more expensive every year. I mean, I remember when they were like $400 to get done. Now they're well over 500, approaching 600 to get done. So it's getting pretty costly, and this sort of thing can help offset those costs, as well as getting some other stuff done down the line, like maybe looking into getting some T-shirts, or maybe getting some some more promotional items that people love. Because I remember back in the day I used to have all kinds of these things, posters. I had whatever, like these specialty things done. I can't even remember half of them. I mean, it's been so long ago since I've done them. Or I would also do these little mail outs that I would do and send stuff out to people in between albums. All these things, obviously cost money to do, whether it's printing stuff or, mailing stuff out. And don't get me started about how much mailing has changed over the years. But, the subscriber portion will help fund that and help me get more of that stuff off the ground. But 2026, in summary here, will be the year that I'm going to try to heavily push my material and get it out there a hell of a lot more than it has been, because I think that the music I'm putting out now is really good, and I think it deserves to get more eyes and ears onto it. So, is there anything else I should be talking about? I'm trying to think here. No, I think that's about it. Again, thank you to everybody who's been supporting me, obviously. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for supporters and all you people out there. So have a great Christmas and a happy new year. Again, look for in 2026, I'll start the subscriber portion of this, and there will be a new Projekt Gemineye album coming out in 2026. 2026 will also be the year that the Dark Monarchy record will finally get done. That's one thing that me and Joe are really trying to buckle down and get done as well. And I've been working on a few other things as well. That's also the thing. I mean, I've been fortunate now to be working on other artists' projects as well. I mean, I just helped Peaceful Cacophony, which is David Donnelly and Denise Weiss, I believe is her name. Their project, I helped them mix their latest single and master it, and it did really well, and I had a great time doing it. So it's something that I'm open to doing in the new year and from here on in, obviously. And I've been now, hired to master another gentleman's album, and then there's yet another person who's contacted me to possibly do a record with as well. So I think that will help also getting myself and Projekt Gemineye out to a greater area of people as well. So 2026 is going to be the year that hopefully you'll hear a lot more about Projekt Gemineye out and about in the internets and the VC community, hopefully, and stuff like that. So again, have a great Christmas, Happy New Year. I know it's a little bit longer episode than I usually do, but hopefully it's enjoyable. Hopefully you got something out of this. And I thank you all for all your support, and I'll talk to you all very soon. I will be back with the end of the year favorites list, like my favorite releases of 2025. Okay, until then, bye for now. Talk to you later.